me ask you something. Have you ever woke up in the morning and prayed, or even like at night, you like prayed, and after you prayed, you felt like God went quiet, like you just didn't hear anything? Because you normally used to hearing the spirit and you ready to move on that thing that you hear, but like it's no sign, no shift, no answer, no nothing. It's like dead silence. And in your mind, you start thinking, Lord, did I miss you? Did I do something wrong? Why do I feel like nothing is happening? Because when God is loud, we feel safe. Like we hear the spirit, we know exactly what to do, we get an unction. But when God is silent, that's when your thoughts start talking to you. That's when your mind starts racing. And today I need to tell you something that like might change how you see the whole season. Because as I'm sitting here, I feel like God just dropped something in my spirit. He said, it's not that I went quiet, it's that I'm moving and working behind the scenes. And that just hit me like a ton of bricks. You working behind the scenes. Okay, Lord, but I still need to like feel something or just know you working. Like, just Lord, help me sense something is going on. See, this is the part that most people think, or this is what most people think when God gets quiet. God stops responding. I must have missed it. Or nothing is happening. Or maybe that's not what God wants for me. Or maybe that's what, God is not going to give me that. Or maybe I waited too long, or it's too late. Maybe it's over. We interpret silence as absence. But silence is God's hand does not mean inactivity. It usually means for God that the work is happening where we can't see it yet. God is orchestrating some things. He's moving some people out of the way. He's putting some people in place. He's putting us in a position to give us favor with man because we have favor with him. And that's so hard on us in our human flesh because we're so used to getting responses. And especially if you're a prayer warrior or if you pray and you hear the spirit, you're used to when you pray and you're hearing something for God. When we don't mind waiting, because when we don't mind waiting, I'll say that. When we don't mind waiting, our mind knows that God is working. We trust God, right? We don't mind waiting in the wait when we hear something from God. But when he's silent, that crushes our spirit. We can't stand delay. We cannot handle delay. We live in a society that moves, that speaks. We get instructions, we get directions, and we know what to do. But uncertainty messes with us. When really, it's just simply God's redirection. He's preparing you. And when we get in those states, a lot of times we get ahead of God. So what I want to say to you today, don't get ahead of God, because this is what's really going on. And it's not what you think. He's moving behind the scenes. He's orchestrating things on your behalf. He's preparing doors to open for you. Some of you, you're going to see a door open for you this week. I don't know who you are, but I just felt led in the spirit. Some of you are going to see a door open this week. And sometime when God is getting quiet, it's because he's working somewhere in somebody on your behalf. You don't have access to yet. You don't have access to that door yet. You don't particularly know exactly where it is, but in the moment, God is going to give you an unction through the spirit to move in that thing. And he wants you to know he's not ignoring you. He's arranging things. God is going to open up a door you've been praying about. God is going to make a way for you in a scenario, in a situation that you've been dealing with and struggling with for a very long time. He's not distant. God is very detailed concerning us, his children, right? And you think he stopped moving, but he just moved the work. Again, I'm going to say it again. You think he stopped moving. He just moved the work out of your sight where you can't see things happening. But don't lose heart. Don't give up. Don't walk away, because the work is happening where your eyes can't see yet. And now listen, this part is very important to a believer, to you and I, because most people misjudge this season in their life. And this is when we get ahead of God. And sometimes we can cause ourselves to miss what God is doing. You think you're being ignored, but you're actually being prepared for the great opportunity that God has in store for you. And preparation doesn't look exciting. It looks very, very boring. It looks stagnant. It looks slow. It looks quiet. It looks like nothing. But nothing is never nothing in the hand of our Abba Father. What looks empty to you and I is usually full of purpose to God. And if you leave this video too soon, you'll think, or you'll walk away thinking silence means loss, when really silence means structure and preparation. God is preparing you to carry a weight of responsibility that you need to be prepared for. That door that God is going to take you through is going to require something out of you that you've never had to experience before. Let's talk about Joseph for a second. Do you remember Joseph? He didn't go from promise to palace. He went from promise to pit to prison to palace. Process. God's timing. And the prison part is what messes most people up, because it's like, I don't want to go that way. It's like when you're trying to go a direction, right? And the roadblock people stop you and say, no, you can't go that way. You got to go this way. Well, why I got to detour that way? I want to go this way. Joseph's promotion in prison happened because it was time. He saw unfairness in prison. He saw delay. He saw false accusations. He saw isolation. If Joseph was like you and I, he would have thought, God forgot about me. Maybe I didn't hear God. Maybe I missed my moment. Maybe I had a vision or a dream that wasn't reality. Maybe it was just my mind playing tricks on me, right? My life is over. But prison wasn't punishment for Joseph. Just like this season you're in of stagnation, so to speak, nothing is moving. It's not punishment for you. Prison was positioning. It was positioning. That was a place where his character was shaped. His patience was tested. His discernment grew. His wisdom grew. His gift matured. The palace would have destroyed the old Joseph. So God had to prepare the new one. Just like God is preparing you and I. God didn't announce that though. He worked on him quietly, just like he's working on you. So today, my brothers and sisters, this is the line I want you to hear, and hear this in the spirit. You think you're being ignored by our God, but you're actually being prepared for something so great. A blessing that you have not room enough to receive. You think God stopped speaking, but he started structuring the promise, the door, the people to put in place to bless you. You think nothing is happening, but things are lining up where you can't see them yet. Just stay in faith. What is faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. God is working on the people, the timing, the conditions, the maturity, the divine alignment. And none of that needs your permission to happen. It just needs your faith. So if today feels quiet for you, don't rush. Don't rush to label it as empty, or maybe you miss God, or maybe God doesn't want to open that door. God doesn't want to give you the promise or the vision or the dream that you saw. If your life feels paused right now, don't assume God is punishing you. If doors have not opened yet or doors are being closed, please don't panic. If you didn't get the loan, if the eviction didn't go as processed, if the things didn't fall through like you thought they would, don't panic, because sometimes God closes the noise so he can build the outcome that he will get the glory. God is going to be glorified in your situation. Just stay in faith. Sometimes he hides the process from us so that we don't sabotage the promise. Again, he hides the process because we will sabotage the promise. And sometimes he goes quiet because the work is too important to be rushed. So if you're in a season where you've been praying and you've really been believing and you know you heard something in the spirit and it feels like God is not answering you, I need you to remember this. Silence does not mean abandonment. It means something is being arranged on your behalf. Doors are being prepared to swing open for you that you are not meant to see just yet. And when you do see it, you'll understand why God had to be quiet first. Because what you thought was nothing was actually everything being put in place for you to bless you. Stay in faith, my sister and brother. God just wanted me to share that with you. Like I said, I've been sitting here and I've been praying about something. It felt like God was being quiet. And I'm like, okay, I'm looking at this window. I'm like, okay, God, I'm waiting. And then he just dropped that in my spirit. And I know that wasn't only for me. It was to bless you too. Stay in faith. Because this is what's really happening. God is positioning people to favor you. The person right now that might be in that position may not give you exactly what God wants to give you. They may not do what God wants to do. Everybody's heart is not pliable to God. So God will move people out of the way to be a blessing to you, his child. So my brother, my sister, stay in faith. It's all going to work together for your good. I am praying a blessing for each and every one of you. Go in peace today. Love on somebody. Know that God being for you is more than the word that is ever against you. Proverbs 10:22, the blessing of the Lord maketh one rich. It will not add any sorrow. I know you don't like the delay. I know it feels like God is silent, but he's positioning you for purpose and elevation. So today, my sister and brother, be blessed and don't be discouraged. The enemy wants to discourage you. Be blessed today. Shalom.